3, 2, 1. What's up, big fellas? Welcome back to the Fig Fellas, where we got our special guest here, Alvin.
Hey, what's up?
Thank you for joining us today.
Pleasure to be here.
When we talk about fighting games.
Woo.
Everyone, name call. What's up?
Hi, I'm Alia.
I'm Caleb. Okay, I'm sorry. I immediately thought back to like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. You said the roll call.
Donald! Minnie!
Daisy!
But yeah, I'm Caleb. What's up, y'all?
Yeah, I'm Marvin.
And I'm Abraham. Oh yeah, that's me. All right. We got a lot of fighting games in this world, but only one can stand at the top. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, there are a lot of different fighting games. They each have different appeals to each one, and different combat systems, and different learning curves as well. So we just wanted to go through a few that we enjoy and talk about them a little bit. So let's talk about this Super Smash Brothers a little bit.
Ooh.
So, what was your first Smash game? I think that's a good way to start, maybe.
LOL.
I guess I'll start out by saying my first Smash game was Super Smash Bros. For the 64.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Boomer.
Yeah, I guess I'm certified boomer now.
Ooh.
Yeah, I
At
grew
least
up-
I'm not musty. I've never played Melee.
Getting on that, my first Smash game that I sat down and I had an uncle who had it was the best Super Smash Brothers game, Super Smash Brothers Melee, the only Smash game.
Oh.
I'm joking. I kid. But the first time I saw Smash was Melee, and for some reason I was like, Mewtwo's a busted Pokemon. He should be good in this game. I was wrong. But the first time I actually played it a lot and owned it was Brawl. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's when I really grew up with was Brawl.
Okay. My favorite, not my favorite. My first Smash game was Smash Ultimate. So.
Oh,
A
okay.
newcomer.
Yeah, very much so.
Facts over here. Oh, I did know this.
Mm-hmm.
My first.
Oh, you
Smash-
did now?
Yeah, I did. Oh my gosh, yeah. I did. But my first game was Brawl, and it was really ironic because I remember the case I kept saying on the back best fighting game of the year 2008, and then looking back now and people are like, yeah, Brawl is the worst Smash game, and it was special to me. But yeah, that was my first
You mean
introduction.
PM
for sure.
machine?
Also.
My first Smash game was Smash Ultimate as well. I played it really casually and I just haven't touched it since.
Oh, we're missing a Smash 4 newcomer.
Oh.
We have the complete saga.
Like, did anyone own a? Well, did you guys play them? Yeah. Oh. Wii U.
You mean a 3DS?
Yeah. That's exactly it. That's what I got it on when I played it.
No, I owned it on both Wii U and 3DS.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of good memories.
Oh yeah. Oh boy. That I feel like I've definitely spent the most time with Smash 4.
Yeah, definitely same here.
Yeah. I guess it would be notable to say that Smash is very different from most fighting games.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some of the appeal and getting into how it feels to get into Smash.
So I gotta say, there's always the discussion is Smash a fighting game, but it breathed its own category of fighting game. It breathed the platform fighter, and I feel like if you grew up with Smash, it's not really hard to get into because you just your character jump, you got buttons, they do the thing, and you just kind of mess around as a kid. You kind of figure out how things go. But from a competitive standpoint, you kind of start to learn these are what the buttons do. You have rolling. This is how you recover. Different characters have different moves, smash attacks, and just on the surface level, the appeal of it, I feel you can have very good fun. You can just have a casual fan, and you throw all the items on all the Smash balls, and just have a great time at a party. Or you could be the more serious, I want all my items off, and we're just gonna go to the legal stages and play characters. And I feel
Battlefield 3 stock. No items.
I feel the learning curve, if you've come from growing up with Smash, isn't that hard. But I've found that a lot of people that didn't grow up with Smash or try to get into Smash have a very high learning curve, just because there's so much freedom. Like a lot of times in traditional fighters, you're stuck in this box, and like you have your corner and you have your combos and everything's really true. And well, Smash is like more about strings and how the percent works.
Yeah.
Like there's no definitive time you're going to die. It's up to your opponent to decide when they're going to kill you. For some characters, that's at 0. For some characters,
Luigi.
for some characters, it's like, oh, I won't ever kill because Sakurai said your character doesn't kill. At Sheik.
At Bayonetta.
So like, definitely like I've heard people that haven't played Smash and get into it and they're like, this game is like really weird. But for me, I like a lot of us were Nintendo kids growing up and we played Smash, and like a lot of us started with Brawl or 64. Like all of them, they kind of have the same base.
Yeah.
As you can say, like they all just kind of do the same thing at the end of the day, whether they add new mechanics or not. So, like,
Gotcha. I guess for me, I think that there's yeah, excuse that. He got summoned for some reason. Anyways,
He dipped like mid-speech.
he was in the middle of a sentence and then he said, "All right, I gotta head out." But yeah, I obviously I have been playing Smash since I was in diapers, so for me, learning curve isn't that big.
Yeah.
Other than when they add new characters like Hero, and I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, one of the biggest things I hear from people who are getting into Smash, usually they play with a bunch of experienced players. So they automatically think that they suck. But that's not really it, per se. It's just, I mean, that's just going to happen with anything, right?
Yeah.
You know, if you surround yourself with people who've just been doing it forever, then of course you're going to lose. And the added chaos of Smash, which is just inherent, then, you know, for you, it's just kind of So, you know, that's why nowadays I do feel like it's a lot harder, because especially Ultimate is almost like it's advertised to larger battles per se, I guess. Like when you see Smash generally, like out, like when you're walking around and you can see people playing.
Yeah, the 8-player Smash.
Yeah, exactly. And so with that added feature, and so we add in someone new, I think it is a little bit hard for them to just focus in. But it's definitely an investment that you would have to put into it, I would think.
Yeah.
But worth it, I think.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite characters in the game?
Oh, you already know.
Cloud, my guy?
Cloud top 3, but my favorite right now is probably Ken.
Okay.
Shoot. Yeah, you got it. Just because he plays the most similar to. Yeah, you got it, dog.
He returns.
I'm back. Sorry.
Yeah. But Ken's probably my favorite character just because he plays most similar to like traditional fighting games that I'm used to playing. And I kind of like strayed away from it at the beginning of the game. I was just like, I want to learn how to play like actual Smash, like how other people are used to playing it. But I was like, you know, maybe I just got to embrace my roots, you know. So yeah, he's my favorite.
For me, I'm a Zelda boy. So I feel like in every Smash game, I've always mained or either secondaried a Zelda character. So right now, I really like Young Link in Ultimate. So that's my main.
I was similar for Ultimate anyway. That I main just regular young boy Link. Well, not young boy Link, just regular Link. I mean, they're all young, but you know what I'm saying. Breath of the Wild Link now, he's really fun. Link just has a very good range. He can be long distance. He can be up close and personal. But back in like Brawl, Ike was my favorite. But
Yeah.
and now I guess he's kind of a secondary, but I just don't play with him as often. And I know he's kind of changed in between these two iterations since Brawl. But yeah.
Alvin?
For me, like in Smash 4, it was Cloud because I love the Final Fantasy series. I'm not a tier whore, but like he was that character where I like dropped like my jaw when I saw like that was a character like he's the reason like Final Fantasy wasn't on the Nintendo console, like his game, and then he's the one that's representing them in Smash. So that was crazy. So going to this game, me and my friends at our dorm, we had nothing to do, so we were in the lobby watching the Game Awards, waiting for Smash to come out that night. and then we see like the Phantom Thieves just hijack the Game Awards, and I'm like, oh, what's going on? Like Persona 5, like new version of Persona 5 or Persona 5 fighting game, and he flips over that card and it's Smash. I fell on the floor. And I went and I looked and I said, I'm maining Joker no matter what. And people were like, you don't even know how he plays. I said, I don't care how he plays. I'm the main Joker. And to this day, that's my main. I love Joker so much. And I mean, he's fun. Like he plays like the thing about Smash is a lot of the characters play like how they are like in their game. Like Link uses like his bombs and arrows and like Mario jumps. Mega Man shoots. And like Joker's a thief. Like he's all about bait and punish and like trying not to get hit and just being fast and like stylish. And then he's the only character with a JoJo stand.
Excuse me, Zelda?
I mean, a real JoJo stand. Like you can summon yours for a little bit. I'm talking about the guy Arsene. And like coming from Persona, Arsene isn't usually like that strong. He's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But like this man, woo.
I mean, what Nintendo couldn't put Satan in the game.
So yeah, I main Joker and I just love everything about him. Shout out to the catchy skin.
Oh boy, pancake.
Pancakes.
Do you have any least favorite characters?
Ooh, I don't even know.
I've dated to see even like least favorite, just like maybe the most despised characters.
I hate fighting Incineroar. I mean, the thing about Incineroar to me is I hit him the wrong time, and he goes, "Okay, I'm gonna do 50 damage." One hit, I go, "What is this?" And
I don't know if I have a least favorite character. Maybe Cloud, since Marvin beats me with him so much.
I can't stand what a lot of casuals would do sometimes when they're learning the game, and I can't really be mad at them, but I get mad at them. Is that they'll get Kirby and they'll spam his down B over and over and over again, and I'm like, no. This is not going to happen. And so I'll spam my up B with Link on them over and over and over again.
this is not how the game was intended to be played.
I guess my least favorite character is probably I'm sorry, but it's Joker. I hate fighting Joker so much. You know why I hate fighting Joker, but yeah, that counter gets me every time.
So big.
It's so ridiculous.
So big.
Especially when I play Cloud and I just throw out like a random blade beam and it's like, and then I die.
Be gone.
Yeah.
Bro, Mementos. Such a good stage.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only stage where it changes depending on the song, and it's just so beautiful. And the ending theme changes.
I feel like
It's great.
Smash as a game is probably. I feel like the reason it's such a big success is not even based on the fighting game mechanics that it has, but just based on the legacy that it holds for all of the characters that are in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because it wouldn't really be the thing that it is if it didn't have so many. If it didn't represent such a big variety of characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like ranging from the Nintendo characters, from the third-party characters. Like, who would have ever thought there would be a fighting game with Solid Snake, Mario, Cloud, just all of these crazy
Pac-Man,
titles.
Mega Man.
Ken and Ryu.
Mugen. That's Mugen right there. We're playing Mugen.
Oh, yeah, we're definitely. Oh my
Peppa
god.
Pig.
Since we're
Peppa
on
Pig.
Smash, I know you've been wanting to talk about this. What came up in the news earlier?
Oh yeah. So yesterday there was a YouTuber. I think his name's HMK. He made a video talking about how easy it would be to get Sora into Smash Bros. And the way he went about it, like, it made sense. Everything he said made sense. But at the end of the video, he was like, okay, I want you to get guys to go out and tweet the hashtag Sora for Smash, which seems harmless, right? Until people started adding Sakurai and Harada, which I don't know why they added him. He's not really involved with the character selection. He's mainly with the Tekken side of things. And Harada, he didn't take too kindly to it. He was like, hey, you guys keep, tagging Sakurai. I'm going to basically tell him not to put your character in the game. Like, kind of trolling, but, like, a tinge of seriousness telling you, like, hey, he's very busy. He doesn't have time to, like, deal with all these mentions in, like, his feed or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, so Harada being the creator of Tekken.
Yeah.
Him also being a game creator, he probably gets a lot of requests for characters in Tekken as well. But pretty much like he made the tweet and he added like different like people that literally their whole Twitter account was at Sora for Smash, or at Crash for Smash, or at Doom Guy for Smash, or at Jonesy from Fortnite for Smash. Like their whole existence on Twitter is trying to get a Twitter like this character in Smash. And he added these people and he said, "You guys keep harassing like Sakurai so much. Keep doing it, and I'm gonna contact the man and tell him not to put your character in." And I'm pretty sure like the Doom Guy account like just vanished from like everywhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up real quick. He did a number. Doom Squid Guy? Yep. Boy, he private as shit.
The tweet says, "You guys are a spammer. I talk with Mr. Sakurai and Bandai Namco's Smash development team so that your character request will not be approved as much as possible."
And muted.
That's how you do it, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah.
All right, kids, don't go out there adding Sakurai. You'll get your fingers cut off.
I mean, let's be honest here. Sora's going to be in the game regardless. But
Let's be honest here. 2B, please.
2B for Smash.
2B.
Dante for Smash.
Oh, bruh. Unironically, I want Dante in this game so bad.
We already have her.
Bro, that's a comment of someone who's never
kill
played a game.
So Dante can be a top tier in another fighting game? Oh, boy.
Jackpot.
Jackpot.
I guess right now, Smash is one of the games that kind of revolutionized how we play fighting games. But I guess we should mention a little bit of the classic or legacy fighting games.
So the FGC has had like a big community, and we would not have the FGC without Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Being said,
Yeah.
Street Fighter in a really weird spot with Street Fighter 5, but and the original Street Fighter wasn't big, but Street Fighter 2 I feel like is really what made the fighting game scene.
Like 30 remix.
Yeah, like so many remix Turbo and
Oh my god.
all these things, but it's just like the cabinets, and it just really made the fighting game scene. And it only got better with like Street Fighter 3, and then Street Fighter 3 had second
Surge Strike.
Second Impact, I think, and Third Strike. So I had 2 more versions of it. Those games becoming even better. And then Street Fighter 4 was amazing. Like Street Fighter has pretty much garnered the FGC itself. Like for the longest time, it carried the FGC and just the way we play games in of itself. I know we're talking about Street Fighter, but I think we're not also bringing up the fact that Terry from King of Fighters is also doing it in Smash.
Yeah.
It is on the record that Sakurai has gone on saying like, you know, Smash like popularized the crossover, but King of Fighters was actually SNK. They took all their properties and put them in one fighting game, and they were the first to do it. And Sakurai playing these games at the cabinet and beating little kids apparently at this game, stealing their quarters, gave him the idea of like crossing over things. So like definitely like old things such as Street Fighter and SNK properties like KOF and Fatal Fury definitely helped a lot. And it's weird seeing like Zoomers like, who is Terry? Terry's irrelevant, but it's like your game wouldn't exist without SNK.
Right.
Without this character that no one knows about, without Ken with the hat.
Pretty much.
So yeah, those 2 games are definitely amazing.
Yeah.
Street Fighter was probably one of the earliest franchises I got into. My first console was a PS2, and so I had freaking Street Fighter EX3, that game. So and it came out like apparently a week after I was born. I just looked this up earlier, but I mean I didn't really know what was going on per se. I just remember the announcer's voice, Street Fighter EX3, you know, like overly dramatic and stuff. And I played like. I just looked at the character. His name was like Scoliomania. I guess he was just really cool. He was like this guy in this black jumpsuit with like a skeleton on it. It's like that costume you can get in Breath in the Wild for Link and Gerudo
I thought
Village.
you were gonna say Fortnite, but
No. No. But you know, like that skeleton, like glow in the dark suit that you can get for Link in Breath of the Wild. He looks like that.
yeah.
But he like does like he like grabs people and he like does like a flip kick off their body. It's like his throw or something like that. And I just remember spamming that as a kid. It was just so cool. But that's how I got into Street Fighter. Kind of without really knowing how big it was. For me, it was just some weird fighting game that I had on my console that my dad just randomly bought me. But he told me later that he grew up with Street Fighter, so.
Gotcha.
First experience with Street Fighter was like Street Fighter 4, I believe, or it might have been Ultra Street Fighter 4. That was the first one I like owned, but like I had been exposed to it at like GameStop like demos and stuff, because that was back when GameStop demos were the shit. That's how you played all like your latest stuff.
I mean, that was me at Walmart.
Yeah, honestly. And
Me at Walmart at 10 p.m. waiting for my mom to get done with shopping.
And yeah, I've gotten to Street Fighter 4. I remember distinctly the first character I played was Dudley, because I was like, dude, this large man with like the proper like mustache,
Fights
with
like a gentleman.
like a gentleman. Like I was just automatically attached, and then that led me into getting into like the Shotos, like Ryu, Ken, Evil Ryu, all those.
Evil Ryu.
Oh yeah, my favorite character.
Do y'all remember the
Kage, my bad.
the Machinima live-action Street Fighter series that came out like a
Yeah.
couple years ago? That was actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. It was like a 5-part mini-series or whatever, but they went into the whole Evil Ryu storyline, I think, and I thought I was like, wow, there's some pretty good lore here, surprisingly.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Satsui no Hado, the Dark Hado.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to go back and watch the
They have some
Street
movies.
Fighter anime.
Yeah, they have some anime movies. They're not bad at all. Like they hold up still to
I
this
think
day.
I think the only movie I've seen was that 90s live action.
Oh, with
Yikes.
freaking what's his name, Van Damme, as Guile, right?
Yeah,
That
movie's a
that's all we're
Yeah.
gonna say about that.
But
Alia, you have a experience with Street Fighter?
I had to move the microphone. But
Transition.
yeah, I have like limited experience with Street Fighter. Have you all like heard of the like new like storytelling version of Street Fighter that came out that was like almost an RPG? It was really weird. It was weird. But that came out. I don't have much to say about it. Chun-Li's cool. That's pretty much it.
She's cool.
Yeah, I don't have much to say about Street Fighter. I've never owned a game. I mostly just played it like, oh, I'm in an arcade. Here's Street Fighter. I'll play it. But what is that? Anyways, we have the gates of hell opening on us today.
Goodness.
Brought to you by Fire. Fire and Brimstone. Anyways, yeah.
Just
I-
fire itself.
Yeah, that's our sponsor. Yeah, I played it like not as an owned game, but it's cool when I play it in arcades. And I usually get my ass handed to me because I don't know the controls.
Some of those characters are really hard to play. That's why I feel like a lot of people gravitate to Ryu or Ken, because they're just basic and really easy to kind of pick up. It's really easy to learn how to do a Hadouken versus how to just kick with Chun-Li.
how to do Raging Gear.
So you're raging. Oh my gosh.
Mitsats.
Oh, consult.
So another legacy title I guess we want to bring up is Marvel.
Marvel, baby.
Bro, so a lot of people I don't know, Marvel's been in a weird spot, but growing up, the first one I played was Marvel 2.
Really?
And I played Marvel Superheroes as well, but the first one I played was Marvel 2. And Abraham knows Dixieland had a Marvel 2 setup for some reason. It was this amusement park place where we're close to where we're from. They had a Marvel 2 setup. I used to put my quarters in it, and I was like, "Oh, Spider-Man! I'm gonna play Spider-Man." So I didn't know he was one of those Japanese only characters. You gotta be Japanese and have 27 fingers to play this character. But and then later I was 8, and I had an uncle that had Marvel 3, and I learned my team as an 8-year-old was Amaterasu, Dante, and Felicia. I don't know how that works, but my team now is Zero, Virgil,
Okay.
and Wesker.
Oh, top tier.
Yeah, so,
you love to see it.
Yeah, and then, but if you ever want to Marvel, first of all, Evo wise and just competitive wise, again, it's another game that has built up so much for the FGC
Oh yeah.
community. Marvel, it's surprising not seeing Marvel at Evo at all. I mean, that's kind of their own fault for their last game, kind of dying, but
Oof.
Yeah, it's just sad to see like Marvel be so great and like you couldn't think about finding this without saying Marvel. And now it's like, who is Infinite? Who is she? I never heard of her. And like, I don't know what happened with Infinite. Like the thing about it is like, I feel like they just didn't care as much. Like in interviews, they talked about like, oh, we won't have our X-Men. What? They're like, well, their functions are in this character. Like you like 8-way dash from Magneto. Well, we gave it to Nova.
That was ridiculous. That was so
The characters are functions. So your function's still there. So your character's still there. Character's not. And like I feel like they tried to just push the MCU so much.
We
like
have character at home. Character at home.
it's like, oh yeah, we took away like Spencer and we took away like Chris Redfield, but you know who? Well, Chris is in there, but like we took away like some of these characters, but like you know who we got? We got Winter Soldier.
We got Black Widow.
We got Black Widow.
Oh my god.
We took away your favorite characters, gave you Black Widow and Winter Soldier and Monster Hunter. I know some people like Monster Hunter, but like I was just like, I guess.
Yeah.
But like,
There were more Marvel characters than there were Captain characters.
and like they took away Captain characters. It was like the first Marvel game. They took away more characters than they added. Like Marvel 3, like Ultimate Marvel 3 had so many characters. Like there was hard to not find your favorite Marvel character. And then now it's like,
I didn't want to interrupt your train of thought, but do you know which game had more characters, Smash Ultimate or Marvel 3?
Smash Ultimate easily has more characters. Marvel 3 had a lot of characters.
It was like 70 something.
I mean, everything pales in comparison to Budokai Tenkaichi 3, but
Oh my gosh.
Oh my.
but yeah, Marvel had like Marvel 3, like Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 had a lot of characters for its time for a game.
Yeah.
Like it had so many characters, and like whether you're a Capcom fan or a Marvel fan, you were gonna find your favorite character. Like characters such as like Deadpool and like Guardians of the Galaxy characters such as like Rocket Raccoon, like characters that weren't as known, were in Marvel. Like Marvel 3. Like people were like hyping up Deadpool when the movie came out. I was like, bro, I knew Deadpool from like Marvel.
Yeah.
Like I knew he was wacky when he takes the super bar and literally picks it up off the screen and starts hitting you with it for his own channel. And I knew about Rocket because like I didn't know who this raccoon was, and then they were like, "That's Rocket Raccoon." So I looked it up and found about the Guardians from Marvel, not the movies, even though the movies are good. But like Marvel's such a legacy title. It's sad to see Infinite, which is mechanically sound. Like it plays well. It doesn't play bad, but it's just it looks like Thomas the Train. Like that's what it looks like. It looks like Bob the Builder engine.
Bad, man.
Hey man, I don't know what to say.
Hey, it's just, yeah. And I mean, Marvel 3 is just one of those legacy titles, like what you're saying. It defined the FGC for a while. Like my favorite thing to do, like in my pastime, is like go through YouTube and then look up like old Marvel 3 tournaments, and they will be in like the most random places. There will be some that will be like outside, like on the street or something, or
Naughty Blood.
oh yeah, they got like full on like clubs rented out with like Marvel 3 on the big screen, like just for a tournament or whatever. It was crazy, and you know, to see how far it's fallen or pseudo fallen, it still gets like good like, you know, attendance at like tournaments and stuff for like the people that are really dedicated to like Marvel Infinite, but it's not where it used to be.
Not at all.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
Functions.
Functions. Oh gosh. Yeah. That's all I had to say on Marvel.
I have very limited experience, partially because I was a DC boy growing up, so like
Same.
anything. Okay, you know what, Marvin?
Hey, I played Injustice before I
Where's
played
that
Marvel.
sound
I
bite?
played-
That's
Where's that
before.
sound
Okay. So, but I was going to say, yeah, I was more partial to say like Injustice or DC Mortal Kombat than say Marvel versus Capcom. But yeah, that's my take on that.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, Alvin. We're gonna continue our discussion, but
Thanks for having me.
yeah.
It's great seeing you, bud.
Thanks for everything
No problem.
and the input you had to offer. All right. Hope to see you next time.
Have a good one.
He always tries to go like silent.
I guess this episode of Fig Bellas, we have a open door policy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Brought to you by Hell.
Goodness. Wait, Caleb, what are you saying about Injustice? inlay stuff?
Yeah, that I was more partial to that. Honestly, that was like that might have been like one of the first games that I like really got into, like fighting wise, and actually did like online stuff.
Yeah.
Like I started practicing when they released the freaking demo. I think they had only
my
released Batman, Lex Luthor, and like Wonder Woman maybe. I don't know.
Something like that. I remember what you were talking about.
Yeah, and so I just like basically just made Batman.
Right.
But it was partially also because it was just so cool.
Yeah.
Like with the I remember like back in when they first showed off the game and they showed Batman's I want to say Final Smash, but you know what I'm talking about.
The super attack?
Yeah, his super attack. And I was like, okay, I'm getting this game.
And they changed it too.
Mm-hmm.
Like originally he just like strung him up with his like grappling hook.
Right.
And then just like kicked him or whatever. And then people were like, dude, that's weak as fuck. And so
Throwing a Batmobile.
yeah, I was about to say NetherRealm said, I bet. Oh my gosh. And it's just so it's like that game and Marvel are like so like influential to like the FGC as a whole, just because they brought in so many people from like a casual audience who normally wouldn't get involved in fighting games, like myself included. I didn't truly get into fighting games until Injustice 2 came out.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I love Batman. You know, I picked up Batman. Luckily, he wasn't that hard of a character in Injustice 2. And I was able to, like, okay, I can go into practice mode. I can learn a combo or two. And then I was like, oh, I can do these cool things with my batarangs. I can do, like, cool setups and everything.
Dude, I'm getting a little scared for myself. Because, well, not only because of your fearsome scope, but just like my own relationship with fighting games over the years. Because those were like the first games that I got into. I mean, I got into the Dragon Ball video games. So like those are the first video games I played. And so when I got into like, and just recently for the past since I guess middle school up to here, it's just been like sequels of like games I was really into are not grabbing me. So like Injustice 1, I loved and played all the time. Injustice 2 didn't hold me.
Really?
Like I started with it, I played the campaign, it was and then tried fighting, I guess it just didn't hold me. Xenoverse 1, I played the crap out of that game.
Really?
And I was hyped for Xenoverse 2, and I got it, and I played through the campaign, didn't hold me.
That's great. Because I got into Xenoverse 2. I never played Xenoverse 1, but I played Xenoverse 2 a hell of a lot. I had like 3 characters like set up, like maxed out and everything.
Yeah.
I was getting into the PvP and stuff. And that's just crazy to me. I felt like it was an improvement on Xenoverse 1.
I think from a technical aspect, it is.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's just me, and maybe because recently I've realized that my interest in games have shifted from like fighting games to just like RPGs. Like I've been playing like Breath of the Wild, Red Dead 2, Assassin's Creed games, that kind of thing, you know.
We are like opposite. Because I was the same way.
Yeah.
And I went in the opposite direction.
It's when I met Marvin, everything started to change.
Oh, the whole world around.
Oh my gosh. I'll tell you what though, like I got to tech and like I met these. Oh, what am I supposed to say?
Hey, we don't know what tech.
Yeah, dude.
What kind of tech that is.
Got that new
I
tech.
got here, and I met all these people that you know play these different fighting games, and they just put me on to stuff. Cause like before, I would consider myself like a casual like Dragon Ball player, you know. Like I was decent, but I didn't know enough about like setups and Oki and whatever the weird Japanese names they had for stuff. And so I met these people here. They just opened me up. It's like the Aladdin song, like a whole new world. That's pretty much how I felt. And it was just it was great to be in an environment that encouraged you to like improve and everything.
Yeah. And I think I'll give it another shot. Because, like, me and Fires have, like, this dancing relationship. Like, I started really well in it, I got out of it, then I tried to get back in, and I met you, and I got scared. I'm kidding. I just got lazy, and I stopped. But, I don't know, I've been thinking about it. I think it's just, like, you know, a seasonal thing, so I'll probably rebound in it. And then again, I don't know. With Kakarot coming around, that's not really a fighting game. That's like an RPG.
I'm
Like-
excited for that.
I'm looking forward to it too, and like of course I'm not gonna I'm probably not gonna buy it, but I'm looking forward to see like how well it does. Just because I want the game to do well. You know, even though I'm not into RPGs, I want a Dragon Ball game to do well. And the people that are behind it, CyberConnect, they put out banger after banger, and I have no doubt they're gonna do the same thing with this one. Oh no, you got it.
I guess for me, I have to say that I'm not really into fighting games too much. I mean, I guess it's because I grew up on Smash and like platformers like that.
Yeah.
That traditional fighters, I don't get it. It's like it takes a lot out of me to really get into it. So I mostly gravitate away from fighting games like that, or like fighting games that are more traditional, like Street Fighter and whatnot. But this new Kakarot, I'm definitely excited for that because I love playing RPGs, especially JRPGs, and so having hopefully a successful game.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Just as successful as, I guess, in the likes of like Fighter Z.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking, because I'm like, the RPG part in Dragon Ball, and I'm thinking of the history of that. Like, I think back to like, this conversation is getting a little. Anyways, yeah, okay.
It's fine.
But
It's fine.
And so I'm thinking back to like Dragon Ball and how they treated Overworld back in the past. I'm trying to think back to, it was one of the Budokai games. I think it was Infinite World, where they had a similar Overworld type thing where you flew around over whatever. You can go to different spots and land. And so I'm thinking back to like, you know, are we just gonna be like, I don't know. I hope that the side stuff will be engaging. You know, I'm gonna be I'm afraid that, because, you know, I'm not really gonna be playing it too much for the main story, because I think everyone who's gonna play this game knows the main story.
Yeah.
I would hope. So, you know, it's really gonna be the nuanced stuff that it's gonna have to be really good to keep me in.
They've
I
also
mean, they had
you got it.
gameplay of Vegeta fishing in the Batman suit.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, a big part of they have to, and I mean they have to have the signature CyberConnect QuickTime events, which just go dumb. Like the shit you see in the Storm games, where you would be like fighting Pain or you'd be fighting Madara or whatever, and like it would just be like, it would be like mad intense and stuff like that, like mashing your controller and stuff. They have to have that to appeal to their core audience.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I guess what you said about fighting games and like not being into it.
Open door policy.
Yeah. So I guess what Abraham said about not being too into fighting games kind of go directly into our next topic, which is like the appeal of the games.
Yeah.
And I guess a learning curve a little bit.
Wait, we didn't. Did we go over all the other games? Did we go over Mortal Kombat?
We did not.
Oh, we can bring up more.
We went like from Marvel to Arcsys, and we just Mortal
Y'all
Kombat.
really just didn't care about the one game that I like.
Hey, if you want to bring it up, we can bring it up.
Disgusting.
That would have
I
been a
was
good segue from Injustice into Mortal Kombat, because NetherRealms. But yeah, let's talk about it.
Things got a little fucky wucky. It's fine.
Oh my goodness. Sure. How did you like Mortal Kombat? Because we played MK11 since we just got the PS4.
Yeah,
recently.
Mortal Kombat, I got into it. Well, I guess it was another one of those games, like, it's a classic, so it's in arcades, so I played it there primarily when I was a kid. But, like, I never really owned it on a system until now. And so, yeah, it's very different from Smash.
Very much so. I played MK from like third grade to like seventh grade, and then I started getting like more work from school, so I had to stop, or I just like chose to stop playing a lot of things that I did in my free time. But some of my favorite memories were just playing with my siblings. I remember thinking that my brother was kind of basic because he only like did things with Scorpion or Sub-Zero, but I was like onto Baraka. I feel like if you don't move away from some of the people who are just like on the default screen, then you're kind of basic in the game. But it's cool if that's your favorite character or whatever. But obviously the graphics have come a long way. Like dropping it from middle school and picking it up now is
I mean,
like
yeah, I still remember pixel graphics.
exactly.
You used to think that like used to scare the public.
Yeah.
Oh, even
Yeah.
worse versions of that used to scare the public. 'Cause-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like some of these attacks are like what the Predators do in the Predator movie. They just pull somebody's spine out their ass. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, how's everybody else's exposure to MK?
I started the MK9. My uncle bought it. I definitely was not supposed to be playing it, but he brought it over to our house, and I had my 360, and I was like, oh, this Mortal Kombat game. I've heard of it. You know, I didn't really know much about it other than a statue I'd seen in Walmart with like a scorpion stabbing Sub-Zero with a spear. I was like, dude, this game looks sick. It's got ninjas and shit. Like, why would I not like it?
It's got ninjas and shit. That's all I want.
Yeah, dude. And 10-year-old me is fucking traumatized, you know, because I wasn't expecting that level of violence. I got slowly into the game. I really dropped it like towards the latter half of MK9. I picked up MKX. That was the first one I owned. And I loved that game so much. Just because the roster was so stupid. Like, you had a game where you could use the Predator and fight Leatherface and Jason, like, in the same game. Like, it was ridiculous. They had all these horror icons in it, like, on top of the already good, like, MK roster. And then MK11 comes out. It's the first MK game I played competitively. So, yeah. I love the series.
My exposure, I want to say I actually saw the Mortal Kombat movie before I played the games.
Really?
Yeah, so that was interesting.
Actually, I think I did too.
Yeah, and I mean, as you know, gaming movies go, the first one was all right. I don't know about that second one. They're all kind of bad, but at least the first one was like a good bad, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But my first game was, I think, the DC versus Mortal Kombat.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and so so that was really fun to do. And then I really got into the main series of 10 because that was like a big deal when they showed that off and the hype around it. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I just fully realized the brutality because they dumbed it down a bit. Like in the DC, there was blood, like a lot of blood, but it wasn't like, you know, I think they took out like brutalities and X-rays in that game. So
Yeah, there wasn't any gore.
yeah, there wasn't gore. Yeah.
And which one?
In the
DC?
DC, yeah, because like it was just like, it was just like blood would just come out of just random parts of the body, like.
Why would you want to watch that happen to your heroes?
I know, so I don't know. I really liked it.
first?
He's like- But yeah, 10 I really got into the series there.
Yeah, I'm lost on this one too.
Who's your
I-
favorite character?
I've been liking.
What was her name? Scarlet?
Yeah, I like Scarlet in MK11.
Oh,
I'm trying to remember who I mainly played back in like the arcade days. It was either like Jane or Sub-Zero. Can't remember. But yeah, I feel like since it was pixel graphics, it didn't really affect me as much as a kid. But if I saw something like MK11 as a kid, I'd be like, whoa, what the fuck?
Dude, that Devora fatality? Oh my gosh.
Honestly.
Oh, that's just still makes my skin crawl, dude. Like, ugh.
Yeah, I don't like thinking about bugs inside me.
This is great. I've been Baraka through and through, but I was excited to see some new faces that I don't think I've ever seen the Collector unless he's been like somebody I've ignored.
He's completely new.
Yeah, I've never seen the
Waste of
Collector.
character slot.
Wow. Wow. The Collector. Jackie Briggs is pretty cool, and her dad Sonia's cool. Yeah, I think that's her name. I think I'm talking about the right one. There's like 2 blonde girls. There's somebody with their dad in the game, or at least I think that's their dad.
The
It's like-
Cages?
I mean, there's
There's
Jackie
so-
Rick,
And there's like
there's Sonya and
a cop.
Sonya Cage and
Yeah,
then,
Luke Cage.
Cassie Cage.
No, not Luke Cage. Good God.
Yeah, she's down with the brown.
Yeah, Cassie and Sonya are pretty cool. That's what I was thinking of.
my favorites were either Raiden or Liu Kang.
Yeah.
Liu Kang.
Luke.
I guess I gotta mention Katana by default. She's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
cool.
Katana, my queen. I think my favorite's probably like recently it's been Kano. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Kano, like they changed, or I can't say like they really changed like his type of character that he was, but in MK11 he's more like a grappler type. And I love grapplers, right? Because it doesn't matter like what skill level the person you're fighting is. If you're beating somebody with a grappler, you make them look like they're trash. And it's a moral victory, right? So
Moral?
yeah. Or a mental victory, how about that? But
That's like I'm trying to translate to Smash, so that's like a Captain Falcon.
yeah, it's it's more like an Isabel. It's yeah, it's like an Isabel. So yeah, Kano and Cassie Cage. Something about her like mock millennialism is just kind of hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Like whenever, like one of my favorite fatalities of all time is like from MKX, where like she takes out like her baton or whatever and like smacks the person and breaks their jaw, and then like takes a selfie with them and posts them like Instagram or whatever. You can see the comments like coming in and everything. Yeah, just absolutely insane. But that's what Mortal Kombat's known for. It's just over the top shit. So
Yeah. What do you each of you feel like appeals to you most about Mortal Kombat?
What I feel like appeals to me most about Mortal Kombat. I grew up like trying to conquer my fears over certain things. So like horror movies with like gory horror movies, I would ask to see them, and then once I finish them, I see the behind the scenes like makeup or SFX or whatever to see the process that goes into it. So I guess it's like understanding that it's not that scary. And then I watch videos. I used to watch videos of like how the game was made. So that was a lot of fun. But other than that, it's just over the top. It's just ridiculous and it's just hilarious. Oh, you
Ooh,
good, Marvin?
We got another transition. Stay tuned for this new transition. Big fella walking.
I always appreciate the speed of the combat games, especially because like I was used to like because it was closer to Street Fighter, which I had some experience with before getting into Mortal Kombat, and so it's still like 2D-ish. Well, I mean it is 2D, and but you can move a lot faster, and it just had like that maybe I guess the illusion of a quicker pace, and I really appreciated that. Because
Gotcha.
like Street Fighter it's a little more stiff, while and that almost makes Mortal Kombat I feel like easier to get into. Also, you can do like this cool stuff without having to know how to do too much.
Yep.
So that's why I really liked it.
Yeah. I feel like, all right, I guess I'll just make the comparison. The Smash Boy. For Smash, it's almost like you learn one character, you pretty much learn them all. But for other fighting games, you kind of have to stick with one character and figure out what pattern goes with their style of play.
Yeah.
And that's something that's completely different from what I know or how I know how to play fighting games. So, yeah.
yeah. Caleb, I noticed that you mentioned like the whole like Mortal Kombat. Like once you get in, you instantly pretty much know how to like do all the cool stuff. Which is like that's an observation I've seen like a lot of people make. Like sometimes like without even knowing is like Mortal Kombat they really like simplified the input system.
Yeah.
Because like in Street Fighter you gotta do all these like weird half circle motions, like a Z motion with
Yeah.
your stick or whatever.
Yeah.
And like Mortal Kombat, they kind of simplified that to there's nothing more complicated than like a half circle, really. I think the most complicated one maybe is like a half circle and then going forward at the last minute, but I mean,
Probably like the back forward, back down stuff like
But yeah, the like down back forward thing or whatever. Yeah,
Makes
that's
my thumbs hurt.
yeah. Honestly,
that. Sitting in that training room for hours trying to figure that shit out.
oh my god.
I remember like back in the day, like playing games. If you're playing fighting games on a PS2, you know that you were going hard. If like you were missing like the rubber off of your
On me, dog.
That's how our Switch controller is now.
All those short Yutin motions I gotta do with Ken, dude. Like, ridiculous. I almost cut my thumb one time. God damn.
Yikes.
Yeah, but that's like, for me, I feel like that's one of the biggest parts of like getting newer players into fighting games is like simplifying the input system. That's another thing you see with like transitioning from Mortal Kombat into like fighters or whatever.
Yeah.
You know? They don't have anything more complicated than the quarter circle motion. You can do pretty much all the you can do pretty much like any move in the game by just reversing your input. And I feel like that's going to be one of the biggest parts of like growing the fighting game community and getting more people into it is better explaining like how to do the cool stuff that most people
Yeah.
want to do. Because like most people, they play Dragon Ball Fighters like to be able to do like those insane like level 3 like Kamehamehas and stuff like that. And it's no fun if you just can't do it consistently. So yeah.
Ooh, since you brought up Dragon Ball Fighters, you want to talk about the works by Arcsystem?
Arcsystem Works. What a wonderful company.
Can we just invite you here to give you a kiss, please?
Like, please come through.
Okay. That took a second. I'm sorry.
We have an open door. Please just walk in.
It's been opening on this whole cast.
Arcsystem Works is just they're so consistent. Like, of course, they don't do all of their stuff in house, but they're responsible for a lot of like the big anime fighters that we see on the market. Like Dragon Ball, of course, like Kill la Kill, like Guilty Gear, which we got a new one coming out next year. It's gonna be insane. Grand Blue.
Seen the trailers.
My God.
Oh my god.
That one, freaking Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. I never even heard of the IP before. But
Oh really?
Yeah.
They have a lot of anime.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Grand Blue Fantasy. They made the Blaze Blue games. Yeah, all of them. Hats off. Blaze Blue Cross Tag. The Eunice games. I feel like I'm missing a really big one. But yeah, those are the ones on top of my head. But they made a lot, and they're like a big part of like exposing like the fighting game scene and putting it in like a very hype, like a very cooler light, you know, like making us seem very visually appealing and, you know, grabbing the attention of the audience. Because now that like a lot of those other fighting games, like their typical mainstays like Street Fighter and Marvel vs. Capcom, they're not doing as well. It's like now is a time for like the new age of fighting games to like step up, you know, lead the charge. And I feel like Arcsys has been doing that very well. So yeah.
I just like how well they pull off the 2.5D look.
Oh my
Like,
God.
Good.
I've been waiting for anime to look that good for a while, and Promare looks really good. I mean, I would say that's kind of the level that they go for. Like the new anime movie Promare. See it in theaters December sometime in an area near you, maybe.
Can we
But
get
like
that sponsorship?
God, I wish. But yeah, like I said again, I don't really play fighting games, but good God, I love looking at the Arc System games,
Especially,
at the very least.
yeah, like especially that Kill la Kill game. The fact that they just let Trigger come in and be like, hey, like, help us help you get your art style into this game, and they did it almost flawlessly.
Yeah.
I've never seen a 3D fighting game. No, mind you, like a 3D fighting game.
That one
looks
isn't
like,
even 2.5D. That's
Yeah.
3D.
and like there's so many like little aspects of it that contribute to making it look so much like the anime. Like the way there's like that hit stop kind of effect, like whenever like you get hit and like everything's kind of freezes for a little bit. Just like the signature trigger particle effects, which
Those sparkle.
yes. Oh my gosh. And then like it's just everything about it, the energy about it. It's just it exudes Kill la Kill through and through.
Yeah, and even the way it feels like even the camera itself is like put in the action and just like morphs with the emotion of the battle as well. It makes you feel like you're watching the anime fights.
Oh yeah. And like the first example I can think of that is like the Storm games. They're the ones who like
Oh, yeah.
I would say they did it fairly well. You know, allowing like a very dynamic camera. It didn't really get stuck on things. You're able to like move around freely, and you feel like you had a lot of freedom of motion. And then Kill la Kill just took it to 11. You feel like you're in an actual scene from the show. Like ridiculous.
I can remember sometimes Marvin and I playing, and we would get so into it.
Oh my gosh.
Like down to the last HP.
But that's you know that's another thing that Arcsystem Works does really well is they find out a way to simplify. I say this again, simplifying the input system because on top of like
That's
not
very
having
true.
like on top of not having the quarter circle or anything harder than the quarter circle motion, they have like an auto combo system that's pretty consistent in a lot of their games, Boys Blue, Fighters, and I think somewhat in Kill la Kill, where if you just like spam like any attack button on the controller, then you'll get like a default combo for each character. But a lot of times that combo is not often the optimal combo. So what a lot of pro players end up doing is they like jimmy rig the auto combo system to make more optimal like regular combos. And it allows for a lot more creativity in some ways.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's great for getting casuals in, and it's even greater for like creating a lot more depth at the high level. Because watching Kill la Kill tournaments, it'll be crazy. It'll be just like it'll come down to like one rock paper scissors like in the last round, and then like old buddy's just sitting on his instant kill the entire time waiting to get one hit. It'll be insane, dog. Yeah. Me like.
Yeah.
I have a semi-unrelated note. How familiar are you guys with how familiar are you guys with hack and slash games?
I'm
Yeah.
pretty familiar.
Like Dynasty Warriors, Hyrule, and Hyrule Warriors.
Devil May
Oh, like
Cry.
that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Like, how do you feel about them?
I guess I was thinking beat 'em ups instead of hack
I
and
mean,
slash.
they kind of are. Like, because, I mean, you're literally just there to destroy just meaningless things at a mass, volume.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Can you really categorize those as, like, fighting games for real?
In some ways they are. Like a game like Kingdom Hearts. A lot of the.
I wouldn't say they're fighting games.
I mean, they're not fighting games, but
They're
they have fighting
action
games.
games.
They have fighting game principles. Is the main thing, and like applying it to it would like explain somebody's grievances with it. Like that's kind of why people had a problem with like the floaty combat and like the later, I was about to say Mortal Kombat, Kingdom Hearts games, because like there was a lot of recovery frames and there wasn't enough active frames to compensate for whatever.
Yeah.
They were applying like fighting game terminology to it.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm with you on. I don't think it's a fighting game, but there's a way to apply fighting game principles to it.
You need, like, that other human aspect, like a mano-y-mano kind of deal to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
I just wanted to throw up that
Yeah.
little, philosophical.
It was great. I enjoyed it.
What is a fighting game?
Oh
The
boy.
fighting game is fighting.
Excuse me, sir. I have a proper definition.
Guys, is chess a fighting game?
Chess a fighting game.
Chess is war.
That's my canon. Okay.
And with that, we end the episode. Thank you, everybody, for having this open door rambling about fighting games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know we blew through a lot of titles, but hopefully we can probably revisit some of these in the future with, I guess, if new developments come in. And
Sure.
oh yeah, especially with the new Smash player, if that comes in.
Whew.
To be for Smash, but Sakurai should listen to be for Smash.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, thank you all for listening. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, comment what your favorite fighting game is, and maybe we'll talk about it on another episode. Oh, that. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Love you all. Be sure to see you next time. Big Bell is out.